You seem like you're preparing for a big one.
I was trying to play it down, but I couldn't. Yeah, fun times.
Let me tilt that camera down a bit.
Sorry, tilt yourself down.
Yeah,
get down.
So you can roll the intro if you want.
Yeah, sure. Just trying to get the spirit to believe. We are 210 today, I think. This is episode 210. We're on social media at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and Pulling Teeth Podcast on Facebook. We've got an Amazon banner. If you want to go to our website and if you want to support the podcast, first of all, if you go to our website, www.pullingteethpodcast.com, there's an Amazon banner in the top right. If you click on that, that'll take you to Amazon. If you do your shopping as normal and if you buy anything, then we get a kickback. So it's a nice free way to start the podcast. Feels like there should be more to the intro. Is there more? Usually there's bits and bobs.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, always appreciated.
Yeah.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Buy merch. We haven't got merch, but buy someone else's.
Yeah, then... Yeah.
Yeah, we're all artists struggling at the minute.
Sure, yeah.
Or so I hear.
Oh, yeah. The government says, go
no
fuck
art.
yourselves. Yeah, no. Just, hey, if you're an artist, go fuck yourself. Just, it's it's a weird situation, but yeah, it was train as something else, wasn't it?
Yeah. Why don't you do something else? Well, I hadn't thought of that.
I didn't realise.
Which I think
learn to code again, basically.
Yeah, I think almost for like musicians and stuff like that, like the actual act, like that's fair enough because they've probably already got a background in something. But for like a sound engineer, like this isn't like something that like it's not like I don't know, like with an artist or something, you're like, well, you work, you do your 9 to 5 and you do your art and at some point you get a break. So it's like, well, you can just go back to doing your 9 to 5. But if you are a sound engineer, that is a job in the industry.
Yeah.
Like that is a 9 to 5.
Well, it's just, I've always been of the belief that when you're coming to a lot of business and stuff, it's very much you have to adapt or die, but never just, give up and do something else.
Yeah.
It's like it's adapt and die, and there's like, so make things work in a new and unique way for the current way, not just fuck it, I'm gonna be a baker.
Yeah. Learn to code.
Yeah, it's that whole thing again. And for the government to have said it is pretty strange, because is there anyone more irrelevant than politicians?
Yeah, no.
It's just they could easily be the first. I still haven't found out a reason about politics at all. I've given some friends a challenge of just over the last 10 years, what could we do now that we couldn't do back then because of government? Mm-hmm. I can't think of a single thing.
Yeah, because of government specifically, like
legislation, anything like, and this is me talking, so it's like it can be illegal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't go to Portugal right now. If I wanted to go to Portugal, I could go to Portugal. I've been swimming.
Yeah.
Make my way over there. It's not like it's not the world was one way 10 years ago and now it's a whole other way. It's like no, everything's pretty much the same. It's just people have been talking in a big building and everyone's gone Brexit. That's pretty much it. Oh, we can't go to Europe anymore. Yeah, we can. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I'm not as arrogant to think, well, it shouldn't be different for me. It's like, no, it's just, you should just be grateful that you're on the earth anyway. So fuck it. Oh, you're going to pay more taxes. Yeah. Cool. Taxes are good. They're going to help things, right? Oh, but they're corrupt. Yeah. So fuck them, right? Just whatever. So yeah, it would be interesting if politicians retrained, but it's a weird attitude. Just give up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 210. 210. How's your Aldi Brewdog?
It's not bad, actually.
Whatever it is. Not bad.
Not bad. Aldi IPA is what it's called.
It's good.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm good. It's been a good week. It's been
Has it? That's good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. In all seriousness, it's been a bit of a milestone week. Like, it seems like, if all goes well, this Wednesday, or by the time this comes out, I will officially be graduating from the Tim Allen Academy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So going, I don't know what the term would be, because you're technically self-employed. self-employed, but you
but like I'll be just doing my own thing full time
job. Yeah. A part-time job, I guess, would
like
be
which is
good.
pretty cool. Like, or like giving my Tim Allen notice at least. Right. By the end of the month.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that was because you had certain criteria in mind of what you wanted to be, and then you managed to get
it was a matter of earnings and stability, and I kind of hit a threshold where I'm like, well, I cannot physically get more work in without giving this up. So like it's kind of it's just hit that threshold.
That's good.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
It's good. And does that mean I don't know how relevant podcasting this is, but does that mean that because you're self-employed, but you're contracted by a company at the moment? Is that right?
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going to do more stuff for them, or you're going to do more independent stuff?
I'll be doing a bit more for them, but we'll have more time to do more independent stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's always fun. Fun. Is it still filming children?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You do that more in your spare time now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always fun. Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, assuming that Boris doesn't close the world down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then
fucking so many conversations. Because I've been in the still doing this whole gym thing.
Yeah.
And just like sauna conversations with people. Saunas are open, by the way. That's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Saunas and steam rooms. But like the logic of it, I guess, is heat.
Yeah.
It's hot. So you'll be fine.
But we've never said anything about heat. We've said stuff about sun.
Yeah, sun.
Is it a sunny room?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Swedish. I don't know. Swedish had all that thing.
So I had an argument with a woman at the gym the other day. Like I wasn't trying to have an argument, but I was coming home late from a shoot, and I had a gym session booked, and I was like, fuck, I haven't got time to get changed. I'll just go straight there. I'll jump into a cubicle in the toilet and I'll get dressed there. And like I went in and got dressed, like 2 minutes, like was in, out, sorted, like on my way into the gym. And the woman came up like shouting behind me in the corridor and said, "Did you just get dressed in there?" I said, yeah, I was running late, went in, got dressed. Like you've cordoned off the rest of the change rooms, so I didn't like break the barrier or anything. I just went into the cubicle. She was like, "Oh, it's contaminated now. We'll have to clean it." I said, "So I'm allowed to go in there and drop trow and have a shit, and that's fine. But if I take my shirt off, then the room is contaminated. Does this? I understand the rules. I'm not trying to flout the rules. It was a genuine like I'm late. This is my fuck up.
Yeah.
I totally understand that you have to kind of like you have to like try and police the rules. But do you not see like a disconnect between those thoughts there?
Yeah. It on first breath you go like, yeah, that sounds. Shitting is probably more toxic than taking off your shirt. But I guess like skin cells coming off when you take off your shirt. But it seems a bit silly. I see one as potentially more contaminating the other, but I don't see either of them as particularly filthy. It is what it is. Either they both contaminate the situation or neither of them do. But if you're getting changed in the changing room, like, I don't know what yours is like, but mine's an open changing room, so you're getting changed with other people around, and there's a distance thing.
Yeah,
but the same emissions are going to occur when you get changed, so they can decontaminate it every time someone gets sick.
It's the same building, but there's two changing rooms, one for the pool area and one for the gym area. You can get changed for the pool, but you can't get changed for the gym. Like all the rule system is just baffling. I don't understand it. I don't think anyone understands it. I think they're just trying to just figure something out as best they can.
I think it's weird. My gym's really lax.
When you actually question it, it makes no sense at all.
Well, it's the thing. Like it's the companies trying to put in their own measures to abide by these rules. And the average
put in by a government that's
doesn't
like,
understand.
Well, we don't know what to do either.
But also, like, just the average employee doesn't know. I was having a chat with a guy in a sauna today, he just felt really happy.
Well, don't talk in the sauna. Are you insane?
I'm a chatty guy. So, like, he was saying how he's gone round to all the gyms and he's sued a bunch of them for $5,000 each because he says I don't have to wear a mask because I'm exempt. Bear in mind, my gym doesn't require masks at all, but whatever.
Ours does when you go in.
Oh, ours doesn't at all.
But not when you.
We just use
they only brought that in last week.
We just use the NHS track and trace thing.
Yeah.
It's like that's all it is. But he was saying he said I don't have to wear a mask because I'm exempt. And if anyone asks me why I'm exempt, I just start recording and I say, why are you asking me why I'm exempt?
Don't be
because
tool.
the rules, the government guidelines are I don't have to tell you, and you have to let me in because of equality or something. And I was just like,
what?
All right, mate. And there was a whole bunch of there's I think I don't know whether it's the area or whatever, but yeah. I mean, I did the gym area, like the weights area today, and I was the only person like wiping down stuff. People like looking at me like, there's signs everywhere that say wipe before you use and after you use.
Everyone at ours seems to be pretty on top of it as far as that. Even the kids, I don't expect to really give a fuck because they tend to be the ones that like fucking leave weights and shit just lying around all over the place rather than putting them back and like all that. But everyone seems pretty on top of it as far as wiping shit down.
Another guy, there's a limit to 3 people in the sauna because it's quite a small sauna. And like a 4th guy came in and was like, I don't think they saw me. It's like, get out. It's not teachers gonna have a go at you. And again, I don't care about these rules. If everyone came out and said, oh, just fuck it, go normal, I'd go with it. But it's just, I'm very much of the mindset if I'm here to do something and go, okay, we've all agreed to this, let's do it. There's that level of structure. So it's just like, who are you rebelling against? I don't understand. But yeah, so many people talking weird shit about like, but I guess it's normal chatter for average people to be like, the world today, or whatever it is.
Do you take a towel to the gym?
To the swimming pool, yeah, but not. I usually do, but I just haven't. I didn't today because I forgot.
Right,
a sweat towel to wipe down sweat.
Yeah, well, I take one with me, and like since I've been going again, like three months now, I've not seen a single other person with a towel. Like, I don't know if it's something that went out of fashion or whatever, but I was just, I find it really strange.
Depends what you do.
I don't use it to mop down the equipment because they got whole cleaning stations for that, but I use it to mop myself down.
Yeah, and put on the equipment so that you don't sweat through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I say, those people not wiping down with the stuff around the gym today. But yeah, gym talk.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Gym talk.
Oh, you're not going to talk about the gym, are you? I don't like it when we talk about the gym.
Right.
I genuinely don't.
So, Nick, how's your week been?
It's been lovely. Oh, what a lovely week it's been. I've been this October thing. Part of it has been
this month thing, this year.
Well, I'm doing this Objective October thing, which is good and it's healthy, but part of it was...
You seem to have been on top of it.
Yeah, for sure. But
except
again,
you're posting
easy.
Things to different accounts. And
it was like, oh, go on the podcast. I'm just not good with it. So I'd open up my phone, I'd post it, and it goes, oh, now you're pulling the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, just delete that then. But another part of it was, you know what, I'm going to get some other things, some like old chores that I've been putting off. Going to get them sorted. So one of them was I just don't really service my car because every time I do, it costs me a lot.
Because you don't service it?
No, even like the first, I bought a car that was nearly new, so it had like 3 years until you have to service it or something. The first service cost me about $1,000. So every time I do it, it's not like I leave it 4 years. It's like, no, it's just every time I do it. And I just drive a lot. I drive Birmingham, Manchester, London a lot. So it's just wear and tear. But I was like, you know what? Fine, right? Responsible adult. Go take my car in. Going to get it serviced. Take it in. And again, it's just customer service. I can't. I've worked in customer service a lot. And I think it's just, I hate bad customer service. So I took it in to get serviced. It comes back, massive bill. Fine, whatever. That's fine. Bring it back on Wednesday. Okay. In 2 days' time. Bring it in because I need to order some parts in. Take it in. Leave it there. They say, right, you'll pick it up at the end of the day. Brilliant, cool. Get a phone call midday. They say, hi, just had a bit of a weird. We've opened up the car and something's been broken. So we need to order a part in to take the broken part out. Is that okay? And it's just don't phrase it like that. You broke my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, can you just put it back together and I'll take it somewhere else? We can't. It's broke. Like, it can't be put back together. It's like, okay, when can I pick it up? Tomorrow. Okay, so another day without... And bear in mind, I'm doing the gym every day, so I'm taxing to the gym and back. Which, again, it's like, whatever. It's going to be expensive anyway, but fine. Next day, I get a phone call. Oh, yeah, so we ordered the wrong part. Turns out there's 2 parts. One of them is the one we ordered, and that's wrong. This is the other one. Like, okay.
You're a garage.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Well, this was the weird thing, right? I've got a GPS SD card for my car.
Yeah.
And I said, well, while I'm here, I've noticed that it's out of date because of new roads. How much would it be to update the SD card? So it's about 240 quid.
Oh.
To update an SD card. Well, we don't update it. We just order a brand new one. Why? It's just a file. No, we've got to order a brand new one. Well, how long would that take? A week? A week? I can understand you not having all these, like, you know, parts and that in the garage, but if you've got an SD card, like, it's not hard to...
You just download it.
Exactly.
You can do it yourself at home.
You've got to buy a brand new or 240 quid. It's like, so I said, well, that's laughable. I would have paid money for that. I'm not paying 250 quid for something so stupid. And then... So then, they're all the wrong part. And they said, right, well, we'll order the new part. And I said, look, I'm being screwed around by you guys. I need a car. I drive a lot and I'm having to take taxis. So give me a courtesy car. I said, look, if you give me a courtesy car, I'll be, you know, somewhat satiated. At least I can do other things while you're being incompetent. So they give me a courtesy car. And to be fair about the SD thing, I don't know whether it's just all new cars, but this one just works through your phone.
Okay.
So, like, it has no GPS. Just has none.
Oh,
because it uses your phone's
based
GPS.
on the Apple system or something. Like
yeah,
an Apple. Yeah,
you plug your phone in, and then your phone will tell you the
iOS, like
GPS.
CarPlay or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And so you go, okay, that kind of makes sense, right? I have a Nissan car. Nissan doesn't need to invest in constantly updating GPS because your phone's constantly updating anyway for free, not 250 quid, takes a week, whatever. So, okay, it kind of makes sense. So they go, all right, well, courtesy car today and come in tomorrow morning and we'll get you done. I said, okay, cool. Get a phone call the next day. Oh, so no, sorry, I don't get a phone call the next day. So I give them a ring. I say, so what's going on? It's at the end of the day. Oh, service have gone home. They go home early on Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay, is my car still there? I don't know. Okay, we'll email you in the morning. Okay. Lucky I have a courtesy car because otherwise I'd be very angry.
Yeah.
Saturday morning I get an email saying we just forgot to do the MOT. This is a registered this is a Nissan garage.
Yeah.
Like this is a proper garage.
Don't
we
buy
just didn't
Nissan.
do the MOT. That's Amazon banner. It's like
Buy your car from Amazon.
Car, yeah. And I'm just waiting to hear back from them. And it's just that shitty customer service of like, oh, we broke it and you're going to be another day without a car. Is that fine? No, just say we're sorry. Sorry about the inconvenience. We'll try and sort something.
Solve
for
the
you.
problem.
Okay, that's fine. But don't be like, oh, you know, we're good. So that was the first thing.
Right.
Second thing, I've got my oven vaguely works, but it vaguely doesn't work.
Right.
So the oven doesn't work, but all the other features do, and I don't really bake that much. In terms of like, I don't bake salmon that much.
Yeah.
I've got a Foreman grill as well, so I was like, right, I'll get that fixed as well. Looked into fixing it. It's going to cost about as much as it would be to buy a new one. I'll buy a new one, a better one. It arrives and they can't install it because the previous owner of my house wired it dodgily.
Of course.
Right. So I go, fine. I'll call in I was like, I just want to get everything done because this was while the whole car, so I'm ranting. All the car stuff was going on. So I was like, all right, electrician local, call them. Yeah, we'll have someone out with you within 2 hours. Awesome, cool. They can come install it. I'm assuming they can install it. It's just wiring a plug after doing the changing work. They say it'll be within 2 hours. I get a phone call from the guy, the actual engineer, saying, "All right, is that Neil?" No, it's Nick. He went, "All right, Nick. Listen, and this is genuine." He goes, "Look, mate. To be honest with you, I've got a migraine, and I don't really have migraines on Fridays. But I'm thinking if I go home and have a nap for about an hour." And then I'll come by afterwards. But worst comes to worst, can I come by first thing tomorrow morning? And I'm just like, there's so much in my head of like, you don't get a migraine on a Friday. And Neil, I'm just like, fine. I can. The old oven is still connected. I can still use an oven. There's a new oven. It's just sat there. Fine. First thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So he comes down first thing tomorrow, Saturday morning at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Right. I've been awake since 8 because I'm assuming he's going to be there first thing in the morning. Rings me up. Right, Neil? Sure. How's it going? Yeah, I'll be there within an hour. All right. So he turns up 2 hours later. Right. He goes, sorry, Chris, mate. I've been, it's been a weird day. Not dealing with things that well. But anyway, let's have a look. And he goes into this big spiel about I shouldn't call the company that I called. I should have called him directly because they get the lion's share. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. Just fix the fucking thing. Because he gets more money
that way.
Yeah, and I'm like, I understand, but I don't care. I just want this fixed. And he spends the hour of this emergency call out electrician that took a day to arrive. Looks at he goes, oh, you have to call someone out for that. Yeah, I will. I thought I did, to be honest. He went, no, because look, you've got you need to. I told you the problem over the phone. You just need to fit a new junction box, and basically that's the deal.
Right.
Oh, you got to change a fuse box thing as well. It's like, okay, you're lucky because some people have to chisel through their walls. What are you talking about? Can you just fix the oven? Yes or no? Well, no, but I'll get my job sheet so you can sign it. And I've been here for an hour. So I'm just, if you want, I can order the part and we get you on Wednesday or something. And I'm just like, fuck this guy completely. This guy's a complete twat. He comes out with his worksheet that's handwritten. I can't get any printer ink in this pandemic. Just order it.
You don't have the internet.
Yeah, so he's handwriting. This is taking up the majority of the hour. Is him handwriting this stuff out.
Oh my God.
And he's like, just the form you get at the end of any work is just handwriting it out twice, so we each have a copy. And then just talking about all this shit. And he's calling me Neil, and he's calling me Chris. And then eventually went, your name is Chris, right? I was like, no, it's Nick. And he went, oh, sorry. And he kept on calling me Nick and Chris for the rest. It was just, and I was just like, could you just get out of my house? I'm just gonna call, a big company to come out and deal with it, so I don't have to talk to you.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. So just get out, please.
Yeah.
But he keeps on trying to be relatable, but he's fucked off. He's fucked in the head.
It's why people use big companies. It's because even if you don't like giving money to big companies, they're predictable.
Yeah, and just clear.
Yeah,
and so he's being a twat, this like conversational shit. He's like, it's not my fault, mate. It's like, yes. I told him, I said, look, I'm frustrated because the emergency call that I made to you yesterday, you had a nap. Not that emergent, I don't think. So I'm just a bit frustrated, and I've had this car thing all week. So just do what you got to do, which is nothing. And then tell me I've got to book somebody, and then please get out. And he went, oh, what I should do before you go, actually, this is your fuse box, right? You should do this test every 6 months. And he turns off all the power to the house. Alarms keep, he turns it off and then on again. All the alarms in the house go off. I've got computers on that have lost stuff, and I'm just like, mate, just leave. Please leave. No, but I used to be a singer. What are you doing? Just fuck off, please. And he was a day late, and that was we were meant to record yesterday because he turned up late and was calling me Neil. It was like, fine. But stressful week. Oh, and other stupid things like I had again big companies. I've decided to try and again responsibility. It was looking at getting my health like a second opinion health reevaluation. Second opinion. Their website didn't work. This is a big health company. And when I called through, I managed to get a booking, but they charged me 3 times. And it was like, because I tried twice on the website and the website said, error, did not go through, please call us. So it's just so much incompetence. I am the common denominator, but I don't think it's me. I'm not Neil. Just don't call people by their name if you don't know names.
No. Why do you have to make that connection? There's so much potential for it to fail.
Yeah, and it screwed up my whole day yesterday, so I wasn't able to go to gym stuff yesterday, which wasn't the end of the world. It was due a rest day, but it was just like, fuck you, just so much. And it's like, if I just stayed the same and didn't be adult, I'd save so much money, so much time, and so much stress. But adulting is what things are, I guess.
Sounds fun.
But just again, it's just it's not something special, and it's nothing particularly extravagant. It's just these things seem to happen, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll have a car tomorrow.
Good.
Or my car tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
Oh, and the courtesy car they gave me is too short, but that's the same with most cars for me.
Short
Yeah.
height wise.
Yeah.
Right.
And just build wise, like I think it's designed for short women.
Right.
Just from the feel. There's no armrest. The car doesn't have an armrest.
I don't have an armrest in mine.
Weirdo. But you don't drive that. I guess maybe I'm just used to it.
I've never bought a car being like. I've never bought a car being like, well, I'm going to be in this for hours and hours and hours. So because I don't do those kind of journeys really.
I just go, can I fit in it?
Yeah.
And like the weird thing with this one is
I'm like average height, so yeah, like it's not really.
I'm not that tall, but if I sit in the driver's seat, you can't see the left side of the car because the rear view mirror is in the way. Because so my eye level is like looking down on it, so there's just a big wall that you can't see. So I have to like drive like that. It's really frustrating. But I don't. Yeah, I struggled to find a car that I fitted in because I came from motorbikes as well. It's like, oh, so much headroom.
Yeah,
but like
I've got the whole sky.
Yeah, I've got space. But it was So it's just not been a fun week. Not been a fun week, and then
an entertaining one though.
For some.
Fucking
Neil, is that Neil? No. Texted him in the morning. Are you still coming? Like, are you going to do this work or not? Should I call someone else?
Yeah.
To be fair, they did send one person before him, and his first statement was, "Sorry, mate, I'm a bit flued up." I was like, "Oh, then fuck off."
Yeah. Please.
No, but you've got electrical work. Yeah. But you've got flu-like symptoms, right?
Yeah.
So fuck off.
Yeah.
You can't come in my house.
No.
So stupid. And but I need the work. Yeah. That's fine, but I want to live.
Yeah.
Or, I just don't want to be that person that contaminates everybody. No. So it's like, no. Sorry, I've got flu-like symptoms. How's it going?
Yeah.
I'm contagious. All right, you can fucking leave. So yeah, weird week. And then, social media is still very strange. I'm losing momentum with it so much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just the social media side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can't, I was posting to the wrong account for like 2 days. Didn't even realise. I was looking, I was like, oh, it's weird. But yeah.
I didn't bother saying anything because I was just I thought it was a deliberate choice. I was like, Nick's just become the podcast now.
I said I was going to do that.
Yeah.
But it was just.
Well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. No, it's just, I can't take photos of food anymore. It just feels so fucking weird. And I'm just like, I'm not thinking like that. I don't think like that. That was the idea of practicing this social media thing this month, was like get into the mindset of somebody posts to social media. But I can only just about get into the mindset of, okay, when I finish the gym, I'll post to social media. But I can't get into the other stuff like, oh, well, I had a some squash. Photo that squash.
Yeah.
I just did take one today though, so it's progress.
What, of a squash?
Podcast, Brewdog, you and Brewdog.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that was the first photo of the podcast we've taken in 4 years.
Wow. Yeah, a long time.
Change. But can't take photos of food anymore. And then I don't think about it that way.
We tried once when we were podcasting from like my nephew's bedroom. And it was like ready to go on the podcast, and there's like Winnie the Pooh wallpaper and this is weird.
One thing I am thinking about doing though, and again, to briefly mention my motivation, the way that I focus on things. I've got no problem with focusing because I can focus very intently, but my issue is, have we started yet, and prolonging the start.
Yeah.
So if I go to the gym, I've started. So there's loads of productive stuff I do when I'm at the gym, after the gym, before the gym, etc. It's like, okay, set this up, but everything else is pushing it away. So I might try and try streaming editing of the podcast. I think that could be fun. So I've played around with a little bit of streaming before, but streaming the podcast feels like, hey, if anybody wants to see the edit of the podcast or is interested in podcasting and wants to see how it's done.
I know I've seen some guys doing live streams of their editing process.
I haven't seen it, but it felt like I was like, well, because then what that means is you have to start at a certain time. So you're like, okay, Sundays at 2. I edit the podcast. If you want to see it done, come along. If you want to chat, come along. Ask any questions, whatever. It's like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And then anyone who has any questions about it, I'm not qualified to answer. I'll probably say, just do it, get a good mic and a good camera. That's pretty much what we did.
As far as producing the podcast goes, you kind of know everything that anyone needs to.
Well, I don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, the reason the audio sounds the way it is isn't because I've gone like, needs a bit more bass, needs a bit more treble, need to clear this out, remove this. I'm just like, no, we just have pop mics with condenser microphones and an H6 mixer.
Yeah.
It just does it.
You know the kit.
We don't need to soundproof the room.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean? Do you remember when you first moved in here and we were like concerned about an echo? I don't even think that was a big issue.
No. It tends. That's just the nature of empty rooms. Like, you're just gonna get that as soon as it filled in.
I don't think we did get it. Is what I'm saying. I think like as in I didn't have to do anything extra for it.
We got it again in the episode when we first moved from that side of the room to this side of the room. And I think it's because I hadn't moved everything back into the room yet, and there was that kind of like empty space.
There
echo.
was a hole in your wall.
Well, all that wasn't there. It's weird a difference that it makes. Yeah. But yeah, no, like there's not a lot. Like I know bits and pieces about like some like audio engineering stuff. I would not know how to like sound condition a room. Like, that's like a science.
I don't think you need. Well, I think you can either do that or you can do what we've done.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we need any additional soundproofing.
No.
And it's not like, I mean, I've done records outside in the world and it's been fine. I think just the mixer adapts or whatever.
It's just there's on the recording there's a little bit of compression, and then you get the EQ to a setting that sounds good for both voices, and then go from there.
Yeah, like, I don't even do that.
No, but like that's something I did once, and it's like once you've done it once, that's it. You just apply it each time.
But yeah, it could be fun to chat to people while editing stuff, and then discovering new people who are interested. It's just, again, the editing process isn't complicated. It just takes time, and there's a style of editing in terms of when do you cut, but that's about it. But loads of people think podcasts are loads of work, and it's like, it can be time consuming, but loads of people like, you have to cut out every every R, that whole shebang. And you go like, we don't do that. We don't like it when other podcasts do it. We don't notice it when other podcasts do it.
None of the ones that we listen to are the kind of podcasts where they do that.
Yeah,
they would do that in a very highly produced sort of like NPR style thing. Like I get that, and even then, these days, I'm like, no, leave it in. It adds a bit of texture. Like it's
I think people view podcasts as audiobooks a lot of the time.
Yeah,
it's like, I can understand doing that for an audiobook, but it's...
And if that's how you want to do it, because that's the kind of thing that you're interested in, ace. But it's not a hard and fast rule. Like, I think the whole attraction to this medium is that you can just do what the fuck you want. Yeah.
So I might start streaming the edit. I think it'd be quite fun. Yeah. Could be interesting. Could also structure things a little bit clearer. And then, an opportunity to chat to people or whatever. So social media is weird. Can't take photos of food anymore. Even though I make good-looking food sometimes. I was like, this is really nice food. Yeah. I just don't want to... I want to eat it.
Yeah. Do you eat, like, solely from oven dishes? I've never seen anything you posted be on an actual plate.
Oh, I use pasta bowls largely.
Right, okay.
Like large curved plates. So that you can scoop with like naan breads and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I use that mostly.
I think all the ones I've seen you post have just been big square like casserole dishes. Like, I fully expect Nick to eat from something like that. Like,
saucepans.
Yeah.
But that's a plate. I think it's called a pasta plate or a pasta bowl. It's just a plate with rounded edges.
Yeah, we'll look it up so you're not on the edge of your seat.
But even then I think I only took photos of like a couple of things. It was like, there you go. But social media is weird. Not sure how much I can more.
Salad, a curry, and fajitas.
Yeah. But even then, like I did the frying of the fajita stuff, and then afterwards I put effort into like making it all nice and stuff, and didn't take a photo. Just because that's what I usually do. Is like, get the Greek yogurt in the right place, get this together. It's like, I just don't care. Yeah, and it's just strange. So
right. Not an important point at all.
Okay.
Poppadoms. You like poppadoms?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go for a curry or something, right? How do you deal with that situation? Do you put blobs of stuff on and dip, or do you have a Jackson Pollock situation where you just put shit all over the poppadoms and then eat them?
I don't eat the poppadoms as like a side. I have them with the meal. So
so you dip them in the curry.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't like. I don't do that weird thing either.
What's that?
People do with the poppadoms when there's a big pile and they come, they just stab it in the middle.
Oh, I never did that. I
chill out.
I just break.
Chill the fuck out.
See, I Jackson Pollock it, put like fucking mango chutney and yogurt and spicy shit all over it,
right.
And then just
you fan of lime?
Just break bits off. Lime pickle, I dig it. Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. I just remember eating it once and being like, lime. Is that lime pickle?
yeah, that's
really
the one. You can't find it anywhere. We've been looking for it for ages. We were just like, we're just gonna have to make our own.
It's like, oh, this is lime.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's incredibly intense, and sometimes it's like this is really nice.
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't like against it. It was just like that's just a lot of lime.
That's a lot of lime. yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm very much. I don't like using cutlery with curry, so I'd use the naan bread and the poppadoms, etc.
Yeah,
to do that shebang.
Anyway, sorry,
that's right.
Go into your stories.
Oh, my news stories. One thing I want to quickly make sure that I have got here: police cordon, salmon. No, I haven't got it on here, but I mentioned last week that. A guy tried to stop his girlfriend or wife or partner from killing herself, so she stabbed him in the heart.
Yes, yeah.
Right. The family of the victim aren't happy. Rightly so.
Yeah.
They're like, and I didn't look into it too much, but I thought it was relevant to address.
So they're in the court, and the judge is like, well, it's obvious that she loved him.
You loved him so much. Yeah, exactly. You can have just under 5 years in prison.
Yeah.
And I think for murder, I think the expected sentence was a minimum of 8 years, or that's what they were looking to get. And they were like, well, are you saying that our son's life isn't worth another person? You know? Yeah. And I think their claim was she's getting off lightly because she's a woman. I don't know how true that is.
I think there is evidence that does happen a lot.
Sure.
There is a very big disparity between the sentences of men and women.
Yeah, and it's just, we laughed about it because it is funny and crazy.
It's funny because it's nuts.
Yeah, at the same time, you just go, what? Yeah, it's
tragic.
Just, how can you think like, oh, you loved him so much because you stabbed him to death?
Yeah.
You go, no.
You obviously loved him. I mean, that's why he's dead.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Till death do us part.
Yeah, till my knife that I'm using on myself goes into your heart. So that's ongoing. I get people they're petitioning for something, and it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Seems very strange that anybody, but regardless of any, I can't think of any piece of evidence or testimony that would reduce a sentence by 3 years because you loved them. Yeah. It's like you were in a crazy place. Oh, mental health issues. Okay, you should learn to manage that.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have knives.
Yeah.
There's all of it comes around to it's completely your fault. So don't kill your boyfriend.
Well, it's the mental health thing is a weird thing in that I think it's a perfectly valid reason for a lot of things happening, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to take responsibility for it.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, it's
like if you're a dick to somebody,
things, but it doesn't forgive things.
because of your mental health, like that's okay, and they'll like it's up to them whether they kind of forgive you for that or whatever. Like, but it doesn't mean you don't have to apologize. Like you're still responsible for what you did.
It's still your action, and yes, it is more difficult for you to control that action, but you still have to take responsibility for that action. I think. Yeah. Be an interesting obviously that's a first draft of a conversation about that. If Phil wants to expand on that, be more than happy to discuss it.
Well, it's just that I've had those conversations with, well, not myself, but like secondhand conversations with people who've been like, well, yeah, and like I would have been like quite hurt by that, but he's depressed. It's like, it doesn't get to treat you like shit.
Yeah. Well, there's certainly leeway that I've seen with a lot of people. Look, I talk with a lot of damaged people, but like there's certainly a distancing thing of like you're going through a tough time or your mental state, you're like almost like you're not in the right place, so I can defend myself against it, but it's still like you need to
we've got or had a mutual friend, and like that thing kind of reached breaking point for me, but I wasn't like, well, they shouldn't have any friends. It's like, no, this relationship doesn't work anymore. And it's because there's a lot of problems that you're not addressing.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. But like, it was, and I think a big problem that I always had with that was that you're not. You're leaning on your vices and your mental problems and being like, well, that's why I treat you like shit. Like, okay,
yeah, there's self-justification.
Right, I get it. I completely understand. I'm like, I think a lot of it that kind of comes up a lot.
Yeah, I think it's very common with a lot of people where they just, including myself, to be honest, where you get to the mental health problems are such a weird maze that
I empathise
becomes
with,
a weird.
with it.
Yeah, but there's this weird rationalization that I think a lot of people go down where I can't do this because of X, Y, Z. And as long as people can believe whatever those reasons are, same with like procrastination, right? Well, I can't start running until I start eating healthily. No, you can just do it. It's just it's kind of human nature to kind of delay things. That's what I've done. But yeah, it's strange the pattern that people get into. So I've got a lot of patience for a lot of people. But yeah, there's still a level of self-ownership that needs to occur regardless of your mental state or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you should, at the very worst, be able to commit to yourself or be responsible enough or try and be around people who would do that for you if you can't look after yourself.
Well, it's like AA, like that kind of thing. Is like a big part of like that sort of program is confronting the people that you've hurt. Like I guess that's the sort of taking responsibility for yourself side of the road to redemption, I guess.
Yeah, and denial is so weird. It's fascinating to me, but it's so strange because I know a lot of people who are in a lot of denial, and it's just like you chat with them, and it's the same thing as not to get into it too much, right? But the face mask thing. They'll have been told an idea and they'll believe that idea and they won't explore it. So they'll just say, I can't do it because of that. And okay, so let's talk about it. And then they can't argue it because they don't know it. So they just go, but face masks.
Yeah.
And you go, the denial aspect is them not thinking about something too much because they've got a reason not to.
Yeah.
They go, oh, no, I don't have to think about that or explore that idea of any kind because no. That's essentially what it is. So, like, I try to get people out of denial whenever I see it, but it's like, it's a weird, very powerful, weird thing to do. But yeah, the origin of that conversation was that regardless of your current situation, you still need to take responsibility for your actions. While it may be a bigger struggle for you, I still think if you abscond all responsibility from it, you're never going to learn from it. You're never going to move from that place. Just be like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the drink, or it wasn't me, it was the whatever. You go, okay, cool, but how does that mean? Is this a forever roll of the dice with this person? Or is it, oh, I shouldn't drink. Okay, are you going to drink in the future? Yes. Okay, then I won't trust that then.
Yeah.
So it's a whole weird thing. But yeah, she shouldn't have stabbed her boyfriend. Basically, there was something else somewhere related in there. I don't know. Maybe it'll pop in a bit. Anyway, Halloween's coming up.
It is. Is it though?
Yes.
It's
911, 9/11. Is it? Yeah. It's a weird moment from last week. I found it funny because like you were thinking it was a TV show, and I was like, no, 9/11. You're like, 9/11's a TV show? No, it's jet suit.
No, it was a horrific event.
Yeah. But yeah, we spoke a little while ago about would you think children should go trick or treating?
I don't know. I don't have an opinion on whether they should or they shouldn't. I would just that's a lie. I'd just say go for it. Because I feel differently about this whole thing, and it's getting too far into the weeds with a discussion that's not really worth having or going to go anywhere. But whether they say don't go out or not, I still expect to get a few knocks on the door.
Yeah, I expect people to do it, but it still just makes no sense to me. And but the news is that the government might be fining parents £200.
Oof.
If they take their kids trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Which is, is somewhat of a deterrent.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people still will do it because, the police won't see us doing it or whatever.
Yeah. The thing, it's one of those things where, like, I guess they'd be like, oh, but it's his last one. And it's like, well, just make next year his last one.
Yeah. Or just buy some chocolate or just... this whole thing
why
is...
don't you buy your kids sweets?
You're going house to house begging for poison. Go for it. Like, oh, it's culturally accepted poison. All right, yeah, fine. But the world would be better if it didn't have it, right? Yeah. Well, then fuck off then. I don't know.
No, we tend to make like a bit of a big deal of Halloween.
So will you be doing that this week? This month?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think we'll still like do the jack-o'-lanterns and decorate and stuff, but it tends to be like we do the house up and then we sit in and watch like Halloweeny movies. And it's like, well, there's nothing stopping us doing that.
Yeah. And yeah, I just feel weird giving things to... I'm a psychopath. That was the thing. That was the thing. No,
this doesn't go in the news section. Like, we already knew this.
No, yeah, this was... I've just been thinking about it more and more as I'm getting in better shape and as more and more of a psychopath.
Yeah.
No, but to finish that round off... there's nothing stopping you from doing it. Kids might still come round. I do disagree with going door to door for it, especially with everything that's going on. But the government has said parents are instead being encouraged to take children pumpkin spotting. Well, that's the same. Your 7-year-old is going to totally be up for looking at pumpkins.
So you can walk past the house, but you just can't go up the drive. There's one.
You can just look at that.
There's another.
Let's go find the pumpkin.
Yeah.
Do we get sweets? Well, no.
Well,
why not?
If you
buy you some sweets,
take a bag of sweets. Yeah. Every time they see a pumpkin, give them a sweet. It's like training your dog.
Yeah. Looking for pumpkins or pictures of pumpkins. Could just be a picture of a pumpkin in a window.
Some kids just got it fucking nailed. It's just on Google. There's one. Cheers.
Yeah.
There's another.
But they'll still need to stick with the rule of 6. It's only 6 people in the street looking in the window.
Only 6 pumpkins.
Yeah, there's too many. But yeah, briefly back to psychopath. There is way more to this, but the thing that I remembered recently is, so I'm exercise. I find the gym very therapeutic.
Yeah.
1, because of energy coming out. 2, because of it's completely unarguable that what I'm doing is the right thing in terms of like health.
Yeah.
In terms of what to do with your time, if you've got an hour or 3 hours in my case, or maybe 4, then like going to the gym and exercising and stretching and all that kind of stuff is always really good. But especially I swim and jacuzzi and stuff like that, and the water effect has a bunch of therapeutic thing on my head. But what gets me is that as I'm swimming and stuff, I'm like, some people like they feel better, they meditate. It's very meditative cardiovascular exercise. So as I'm swimming, I'm just like, oh, I might be able to start running soon. If I start running, there's running cartoons in my head of me running down the street with a sledgehammer, smashing in people's rib cages as I'm running by. It's like, I'm feeling good. All these violent thoughts.
Yeah,
it's always great. It's always good. But I think it's put down to too much energy. I can't remember the root of this thought, but I just found it funny that I'm just. My concern was, that I stopped exercising a long time ago, and it was always a part of my head that was like, if I got back in shape, and I became more. I said before, you get a testosterone boost from exercise, and I got like a big jolt of it twice this week. Because I went through the initial phase of exercise. I've always said it's like 2 weeks of exercise where your body's like, oh my God, please stop. And then you eventually get to a point where your body's like, this is great. And encourages you to do it. I hit that. I hit that after the 10-day mark was my for this time. And had another big testosterone boost. And it's just like, I was always concerned that with all that more energy and it's not like strength, but just activity, physical activity, that I'd be like, oh, the nick will rise. People are gonna have to deal with that. But it's definitely a big psychopathic side. It's always fun.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got the physical capability of doing something psychopathic, but the psychopathic thoughts are definitely there.
Yeah.
Just breaking someone's neck like a chicken. Just like, sounds great.
Like,
sorry.
So of every conversation I've heard like stand-ups have about like what it takes to be a comedian and everything like that, they seem to describe everything that you exhibit, which is
just violence,
just fucking nuts. Like the kind of the want to be sharpened and to fail like again and again.
Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, I've definitely got an aspect of that of learning from failure is probably the best way. So just do things. There was, somebody was saying, I was talking about doing things with somebody else, and they were saying they just don't want to risk failure. And I'm just like, well, I'm all about just doing it. And I'm a confident person, not because of any particular reason.
You're not going to do anything if you go into it thinking you're going to fail.
Or just like the idea of like prepping and being extra cautious so that you don't fail. It's like, no, I'm perfectly happy with failing. Yeah. It's something that's fine with me.
It's as far as exercise and stuff like that goes, you need to redefine exactly what failure means. As far as I'm concerned, if I showed up, I didn't fail.
Yeah. But just in terms of how you tackle a problem. And I decided a very long time ago that it's more productive just to be confident about something. You're more likely to succeed than if you be nervous about it. So I'm not confident because there's loads of evidence of all my victories. It's just like, no, I'm just confident because it's unproductive not to be.
Yeah.
And it's just, if I'm going to do this, then I'm here, let's work. So the best mentality to have is this. Let's just do that then. The same, but like sadness, just be happy.
Yeah.
If you are sad, it's good to be sad. Be sad in the right way, but you also have to make efforts to be happy as well.
Yeah.
Just figure out a way to do that. But yeah, psychopath. There's loads of psychopathic stuff. It's missed me for now, but yeah, might go on a serial killing rampage. In other news, got a bunch of short, quick-fire news. Researchers Harvey J. Alter, Michael Horton, and Charles M. Bryce have won the Nobel Prize for hepatitis C. That's good.
Okay.
It's just there you go. £1.1 million or something like that. There you go.
For
discovering hepatitis C.
For discovering.
Yeah, well, there it is. Yeah, there's like I think
pumpkin?
It was like
There's pumpkin.
I think it's for learning how to look at these micro diseases or something like that. But still, they got £1 million for Hep C.
Yeah.
The quickfire. Oh no, this is still quickfire. A teenage boy has been arrested in Stoke on suspicion of attempted wounding, following an incident in Stoke-on-Trent on Friday.
Never heard it like that. Attempted wounding.
Yeah. And I've said before, like I think last week or the week before, they were just getting closer and closer to my house.
Yeah.
This was on my road. Officers received reports 2 boys were chased by a gang who may have had weapons.
Yeah, there was something around it on the Facebook round here recently, like that a road like just like a 2-minute walk away from us. There was like a bunch of youths with knives threatening other kids.
Yeah,
it's like
it was literally my road and then behind my road.
That's a thing now.
But I think that was a psycho thing. As my reaction to that is good. I hope they find me because I would love to be attacked by a gang of people with knives. It would be so good.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I'd come out incredible victory.
Yeah.
It's just of all the
I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I just want I get that again, what's the correct way to phrase this? Have you ever seen those what would you do things, and you see average people doing things and they react in somewhat of a good way or whatever?
Yeah. I
just always think I'm going to react in the most dramatic way.
I think you're just craving a situation that's like that kind
violence.
That almost coddles you a bit and is like, it's okay to unleash chaos. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Don't mind if I do.
You just release your inner Begbie.
Yeah. I think that was the thing. Yeah, my natural speaking voice is incredibly loud. If I didn't care what other people, felt when they were around me, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. But when I said hello to you at 100 decibels, I would speak at that volume all the time, and that's just because I've got so much energy.
Yeah,
and I think that's somewhat psychotic. Knife wielding maniac. I'm a maniac. I think that was the phrasing I was using in my mind.
Yeah,
was in terms of this, it'd be like, oh yeah, great, let's throw off the sanity gloves.
Yeah,
and then just unleash hell.
Yeah,
the only weird thing was
if someone comes at you with a knife, bets are off.
Oh yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, especially if it's there's 5 people and they're like, oh yeah, they're in this whole serious mode, and I'm just like, hey, I'm up for it all. Let's fucking do things. I think it's evident because I've always found myself in weird in situations that others wouldn't really find themselves.
Yeah.
Like I've stepped in for domestic abuse fights where I think a guy was wielding a bat. And I was just like, well, I don't want someone to get hit by a bat. I'll get involved. I'm just like a neighborhood.
I can get hit by a bat.
Just a neighborhood maniac.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, if he's about,
Yeah.
you'll probably pop in.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh,
in
there's
here?
some shit going on. Yeah. Oh, where's Neil? Get Neil.
Neil. I'll take it. Let's do it. The only weird thing is it was around where I walk my dog, and I started walking my dog at night. And she's on the lead and everything,
yeah.
But there is an aspect of like, oh, knife-wielding gang, I'm with my dog. That will either make things more cautious or even more violent.
Yeah.
Do you think... Not from the dog's perspective, but like I would act more.
Your dog's incredibly energetic. I've never, ever seen anything aggressive about her. Do you think she'd jump in on your behalf?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think she'd be confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's never... she barks at people outside the house.
She's a natural guard dog as far as her breed's concerned, but I've never seen any kind of violent tendencies or anything.
No, I mean, there was one situation. I was down south house sitting for a family, and one of my cousins was going to come round and do some work in their garden, and I just completely forgot about it. So me and my dog were in the living room, and you can see out into the back garden. And my cousin just came in the back gate.
Right.
Never seen my dog before, and started doing stuff to the fence. And my dog was like lots of barking, but was more like testing, wasn't sure. And then seeing me chat like nonchalantly to the guy, she was like very confused. Eventually came over. I don't think she would get defensive physically.
Yeah,
but you never know, I guess. But yeah, I think I would just act even more aggressively in that situation, which is always fun. Always good. So yeah, there's gangs around me. That's me this week.
All right. This is sad.
Okay.
Parents who sued a school district after their children died in a mass shooting at a Florida high school are being asked to turn over psychiatric records to prove that they suffered mental anguish.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh. Just a little bit harsh.
Yeah.
Like, we paid you compensation for level 9 grief. Can you just prove that it was level 9? Because it might have been level 6. We want some of that money back.
Well, I thought, okay, well, yeah, that's shit, but it's going to be some stupid level of bureaucracy where if you're suing somebody for something, then you have to provide evidence, etc., as something clear as that. But apparently not. Apparently they usually just rely on like witness testimony and the testimony of the parents. They don't normally ask you to prove that your kid's dying made you sad.
I saw her smile the other week. I don't think she deserved all that money. There's like benefit cheats. You're not allowed to smile if you're being paid because of grief. Okay. Seems odd, but fair enough.
Yeah. In other news, jailers in Oklahoma City are facing cruelty charges for playing Baby Shark on a loop to prisoners, with the prosecutor calling it inhuman.
It is, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I've only heard the song twice, but just
and
any
you feel
bad
like you've been
song,
listening to it forever.
Yeah, but it's any bad song, bad music in general. I'm just like, I don't understand how people can do this.
Yeah.
Like not even like necessarily pop. Like someone was playing country a lot recently, and I was like, this country music, I hate. I couldn't listen to this country music all the time. Yeah. There's country artists that I like, but this one particular, I was like, no, just why would you listen to this? I can't listen to this.
Yeah.
And then, just the same thing with like gyms blasting out music.
It's fucking local radio. I hate it. I hate it. I've paid X amount of money to come to the gym. Why are you playing me adverts?
It's the adverts you don't like.
Well, just that concept. Just pay for a fucking music license. Put a CD on. I don't care. I got my headphones in anyway, but I can still hear all this shit.
Yeah, ours is just Spotify. But yeah, it's horrible. Just not my music. And it's like, I get that you need to accommodate everybody. So there's something with a fast tempo for the gym will do. Yeah. But yeah, I can understand if someone was playing music I didn't like to me all the time. And I've worked in places where they do that. Or it's like a playlist of like 100 songs, which sounds like a lot. But if you work somewhere for 2 years, you're like, this is horrible.
Yeah, again and again.
It's definitely, I'd say that's cruelty.
Yeah. And finally, on the headlines, a man in Johannesburg has been shot multiple times by an armed robber who expressed utter disdain for how outdated his phone was.
Oh my God! Bang, bang, bang.
Was
it someone related to the phone in some way, like a salesman, or was it just...
No. He was so angry at how outdated this guy's phone was that he shot him.
Oh, not his phone.
No.
Someone the victim's phone. You've got a Nokia. Bang, 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 bang. Any excuse, any reason. He's looking for something to unleash hell.
Is that a flip phone? Yeah.
New phones coming out, I think. I don't know. What phone do you have?
6S.
Yeah, there's not... I know people who've got like the iPhone 11, and it's like... I kind of get it, but it's...
I would like an upgrade just because of the camera. It's the kind of thing that I make a lot of use of, but but apart from that, like it's a phone. This still works.
That's the only thing. I was looking on the same lines as well. To be fair, I was looking because I need an upgrade, I think, and it's just I was like, well, if I can have a phone that can pass as a third camera for the podcast, I could justify paying a little more. Well,
than that. the quality on not even just an iPhone, just any of the modern phones, like the camera quality is fucking. It's you can vlog with that, and no one would be like, oh, he's on a phone. Like, it looks good.
Yeah, but it's so strange how people go crazy for that kind of stuff. But it's just not my thing, I guess.
No, I've never itched to be like, oh, I need to have the very latest. It's like sounds like a stupid waste of money.
Well, it's just a phone. It's still just a phone. But again, I just don't use my phone. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense to spend thousands of pounds on something I don't use.
No.
So it's just... the space internet's coming. You hear about that?
No.
Elon Musk is giving the world internet from space. Apparently it's ready for beta testing.
Oh, good.
So there's just loads of satellite in space beaming down Pornhub to everyone.
Excellent.
So super fast broadband wireless everywhere or something.
And that's, that is kind of like the world changing thing, isn't it? Like getting rid of the wires and
we're just giving internet to everybody.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about infrastructure anymore. It's like, well, we just put it in the sky instead. Solved all the problems.
We just spin it around the outside of Earth.
Yeah. Well, for ages, weren't they talking about like, I think Google was on about like floating balloons all over the place or something. Like Wi-Fi balloons.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess they've kind of done that.
It's the same, but it's just higher.
Yeah. Just... moving alarming speed, I guess, all the time.
Yeah.
Fill space with satellites filled with the internet, I guess. But change the world.
Just one of these.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
Bit of scum. Paramedic Matthew McKnight holds the Guinness World Record for being thrown the greatest distance in a car accident.
Oh.
He was hurled 35.9 metres, or 118 feet, through the air, while tending to someone else who'd been hit by a car. He himself was hit by a car. He was struck at 70 miles an hour. Amazingly, he survived. Guinness didn't acknowledge the record for a few years.
Doesn't count. Why?
Years ago.
Well, he was helping someone else at the time.
When after receiving a doctor's note corroborating McKnight's amazing achievement, they assumed it was a joke.
Guinness World Records, being... Yeah, he's having a laugh, isn't he? This guy has got the most piercings in the world. Yeah. Says he has 300 piercings. Fuck off. Yeah. You work at Guinness.
It's weird that they became like, they found a way to become something more than a pint.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, no, we are the record keepers.
Yeah.
It's not important unless we say it is.
We hold the book of the biggest statistics.
Well, they're like the Olympics of everyday shit.
Yeah,
like
they just send people to watch mediocrely organized events.
The one of the kids at our high school was the guy who had the world record for attaching the most pegs to his face.
Oh,
and he came in and did it.
See,
this is great. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was the same guy until like. That Bill Bailey did some joke on it, And he said, the only thing you have to do to break that record is have a bigger face. Yeah. But that was Matthew McKnight.
The flying, that probably set off the whole jet suit paramedic thing. Well, if Mark Knight went 118 feet, imagine how fast you can go with a jet.
Then we wouldn't have to keep hitting these people with cars.
It's like the first round of experimentation. Can we just smash our paramedics up that mountain?
We hit him with a car.
Oh, he went at 100 feet.
Yeah, and he died.
Yeah. And Guinness didn't believe us.
Yeah. What's the point? The avoidable tragedy of the Challenger space mission dampened our enthusiasm for detonating each other off the planet for quite some time. But prior to this, in 1960, some would say that there was an equally devastating casualty following a failed launch from NASA when debris from a shuttle showered over Cuba and killed a cow. Many Cubans demonstrated the atrocity, hanging banners over the rest of the cows, reading "The Yanks are killing us without mercy" and "Eisenhower, you murdered our sister." In light of the tragedy, Cuba received $2 million in compensation, and for her now forgotten sacrifice to the betterment of the human race, the cow received a state funeral.
Paraded through the town, crushed underneath a rocket. Is this a parade for the rocket, or is this a parade for the paste underneath the rocket? I don't know.
It's £2 million for a cow. Like, just buy him a new cow.
It's pretty intense. I mean, and I think in our first or second episode was talking about how there was a bolt of lightning that killed 144 reindeers.
Yeah.
And we're like, that would have been life-changing to see. You just see, so there's a flash of hundreds of reindeer and then no reindeer. I can imagine if you were sat there looking at your cows and NASA
something
smashed
fell
into
from
it.
space.
Like you see that like a ball of fire coming towards you.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like Armageddon, but it just gets kind of smaller, but there's a perspective and imagination, like it's still huge, but it's about the size of your cow.
Yeah.
And now it is your cow.
Yeah.
And everyone's freaked.
See, things like this are always funnier in the distance.
Yeah, that slow roll of just getting closer and closer.
Yeah. And then thunk, and the cow rolls down a hill. Or whatever. Like,
just gets it pasted into the ground. Emotional damages for a country, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably more than that grieving mother had. To prove that she was still grieving about her son killed in a shooting.